Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. Don't take up for the second time ever my DYNAM DHC BEAVER version 2. Right aileron, left aileron, up elevator, down elevator, right rudder, left rudder. Takeoff flaps, landing flaps. Flaps are up, props on, timer set for 5 minutes. Rates are 100% throws, 30% expo. Wind is that way. But this will be a real test of the plane's ability, because the other day when I did the maiden, there was 0 wind in the morning. It was perfectly calm. Well, that's not the case today. And there is no gyro in this plane. It is just me and the plane running a dynamrc Gen 2. $2,600 4S. Plane has plenty of power, and can't really say it's going to be one of my favorite prop planes for 2024, because this is only the second time I've flown it, but it's very, based upon the maiden and the build and putting it together, very promising. Wonder how she'll do inverted. Real fun, no problem. All right. I did learn the hard way with this plane is when you got the real thick grass and it's real wet and nasty, don't land with flaps in the grass, because she's gonna go right on over. So no flap landing this time. Okay. And just want to show you something on her. Oh, she's built for grass, that's for sure. But when in the maiden, I had 2 fairly violent nose overs, and I broke the tip of the rudder. It just didn't break off completely, it just snapped over to one side. And the one, look at the elevator, and you see the ends on this side of those white veins. This one on this side, it snapped off. Well, both those have been glued back on, and they're stronger than ever. All right, do takeoff flaps into the wind. Don't really need takeoff flaps. Boy, she loves her rudder. Beavers love their rudder, though. And I know I promised a lot of my viewers that I wouldn't be doing nothing but takeoff landings and landings and stuff. I do more flying, but I do want to land this thing on the runway. Maybe. There we go. That landing gear is super, super tough. Starting to rain, we may not be able to. That's a good flying plane. I do wish the wings were a little straighter, not quite so much dihedral. Should be a little more aerobatic then. But this is meant to be a very forgiving beginner plane. And that dihedral, where they sweep up on each side, that's what helps the plane be a lot more stable. Kind of raining a little bit, but not too bad. Let's do a stall turn. Do another one. And there's no gyro in this, folks. No gyro at all. I'm hoping this comes out okay on the GoPro. Mama had to work, so that's why you're putting up with me and the GoPro today. Actually needs a little bit of down elevator. Not a whole lot.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
But yeah, very, very impressed for this plane. And DYNAM planes run you a good third less than your FMS and your E-Flight and comparable planes of the same, you know, manufacturers. And but you got to do some work. You have to do some work. You got to put control servo, you know, you got to put your control rods on. Come on. You got to put on You know, you got to hook everything up, you know. Some of them you even have to attach the rudder, like the BF109, which I'll be getting. I've had before. You have to attach the rudder. She wants to keep flying. All right. This is like the epitome of the perfect bush plane. It really is. Kind of looks like Draco on the front, doesn't it, with them great big tires. All right, let's do a grass takeoff here. We'll do a stole grass takeoff into the wind. All right, put full down flaps, full up elevator. There you go. Whoa, that dihedral, she wants to roll right on over. So you gotta be careful. You're gonna do that stall turn. She's gonna turn to one side instead of going straight on. Well, how's she doing like on a tail slide? She may not even do a tail slide real well.
2 minutes.
Now she wants to just try it again. Well, I had too much elevator. Yeah, she won't. Hard to do a knife edge with her because all that dihedral in the wing. See how the wings are turned up on either end? That's what I mean by dihedral. If the wings were straight, perfectly straight out, a knife edge would not be a problem. But when it's turned like that, it's really hard to do a knife edge. But makes for a very stable plane because she wants to almost self-right naturally. That's why this plane is so good for a beginner. Number one, it's a lot cheaper than what you're going to pay. Number two, helps teach you the discipline of putting planes together, getting everything level and straight and trim. And number three, just a good flying, stable plane. All right, take off again. All right. Yeah. I'm just going crazy now. Just going crazy.
1 minute.
All right, let's land it. Run a 2600 4S. And there, I know I told you in the maiden I'd show you the battery placement. Only one place you can put the battery. So the CG has to work. And it does. Oh, it's getting windy now. Really windy. All right. Good looking plane now. Good looking plane. Now, I've given her a clear coat. Is the only mod I've done to her. Everything else is completely stock. I've just given her a clear coat of the polyacrylic. So look at the top of that rudder. You can see it's kind of wonky, but it doesn't affect the flight.
Secured. Safe to approach.
Prop is secured, safe to approach. It's starting to rain, folks. All right, battery. She's a bottom loader. Battery is right here, okay, and goes in at an angle. And there's only one place, so you don't have any room going back and forth. So you really don't have any choice. I mean, this is it. All you can control the CG then is by the size of the battery and the weight. So the biggest you're going to put in here is a 2600 down to maybe a 2200, but I really wouldn't go any lower than a 2600. Or I mean, a 2200, I really wouldn't fly that. 2600, 2500 4S. Because she's a good sized bird, 1.5 meter wingspan, and so she got some little bit of weight. I mean, for a Dynam she's heavy, but light compared to a lot of other planes. 58%, and I flew her for almost 5 minutes. So hey, Can't beat that with a stick. Let's put the battery back in, and I want to show you. See, it just slides in at this angle. Just slides in there. Let me attach this real quick. Got a 50 amp Skylord ESC in there. All right, I just mainly want to be able to show you how beautiful this plane is. I mean, they've done a really good job. Well, folks, that is the DYNAM DHC BEAVER version 2, sent to me by FPV Builds and Tech up in West Babylon, New York. And I'm very pleased. They sent the plane to me for free. I'm not going to lie to you. And they said, please review it. Just give us honest reviews. And the only negative I can say about this plane is it's a bottom feeder. Other than, and that's not really a negative, that's just the way it's designed. And the Beaver naturally has dihedral, so in the wings, so I really can't complain about that. Good flying plane. You do have to do a little bit of work, but I think that's good because it helps you appreciate the plane when you spend an hour and a half putting the thing together and you go out and you have a successful flight. I would definitely recommend this for a beginner with the help, someone teaching them. Very stable plane, good flying plane. I want to say she's about 225, 220 or 235, somewhere around that, in that area, which is a lot cheaper. You're going to have to add a receiver. Now, if you're an experienced pilot, you don't have to have a gyro, okay? But if you don't have any experience and you want self-leveling, I would suggest an AR631 Spectrum receiver, a nice long antenna, and that will, you can put forward programming and self-level and all that kind of stuff and have a nice successful flight. But she's a stable plane, and it's a good recipe for success with this plane. Well, folks, thank you for watching. This is Fat Guy Flies RC, and if you buy the plane, please use my affiliate link through FPV Builds and Tech. I will get a commission. I'm not going to lie to you. And I do recommend this plane. And I usually don't recommend Dynams, but they've been coming on strong. And if you're curious which of the Dynams that are the new versions that are more reliable and have the better, where they've been improving them, any of the Dynams that they've got a different color now, or they're V3s, or they come out and say this is the upgraded version on the, so do your research. If you look at an older one, you know, a V1 or just the plane, you want to look for them V2s, the V3s, or the ones that say they've been upgraded or feature new this or new that. And what they've done, they've, like in their planes that have retracts, they've improved the retracts, they've made them more reliable, which is a big deal with Dynam. They've improved some of the quality of the paint, some of the quality of the foam itself, the hardware they've improved. They've started using ball links on a lot of them. Just little things here and there to make the plane more reliable that was failing in their earlier versions of Dynam. But like I say, Dynams, you have to put some work in putting them together, but you're rewarded with a good, solid flying plane. All right, y'all have a good, and don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless y'all. Bye-bye.